With the great weather comes more off-roading opportunities, and today we're going to make those opportunities a little bit more fun.
Hey everybody, welcome to my garage. Now I know this is not the normal place where I'd be shooting a video, but today we're going to rig up this garage so that my Jeep can go naked.
Yeah, I know, this is not my normal content. Usually, this channel is about my travels and my photography, but like I told all of you a few weeks earlier when I got the Jeep, this Jeep is going to take us and my photography to places that most people just can't go to. But first, I'm going to set it up to have a little bit of fun.
So this is the equipment I've been purchasing for the last few weeks to try and create a system where I can get my Jeep's hardtop off whenever I want and take the doors off and keep them safe from being scratched. So as you guys know, I bought this Jeep so that I can take all of you and my photography to places that you just can't get to in a car. But I want to have a little fun with this thing too. So that's why we're going to rig up the garage so the Jeep can go naked. That means no top, no doors. So what I did is I've been doing a lot of research on how to do it, and a ceiling mounted wenching system seems to be the way to go. And I could have bought a kit, but I noticed a lot of these kits are just basically parts that people got off Amazon, threw into a box and called it a kit. So did a little research and saved myself probably about $300 by getting these parts on my own. So let's just kind of go through a couple of the parts that we're going to be installing here. Now mind you, notice I'm sweating. Well, one of the most important parts is right here, water. That's because it's 111 degrees. Why am I doing this now? Well, because when the good weather comes, I want this system ready to go.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair.
So, don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it tonight or not because of this heat, but we'll see. Anyhow, so this is my Vivo Home electric hoist. It can hold up over 800, almost 900 pounds it can hoist. Now, just so you guys know, the roof with all three components is 170 pounds. I have deliberately over-engineered this entire process you're about to see for safety, because to store my hardtop, it's got to stay up in the air. So what I have up here are essentially 14-foot ceilings. So my Jeep is parked the way how I normally would park it, with the front end going in first, and above it is where the hardtop is going to reside. So I need to make sure I've got a winch that can hold that up. But doing a little safety here as well, I'm also going to be putting some of these hooks into the ceiling and then running this strap through the hoisted cables, so that in case the winch system ever malfunctions and starts to drop, this can take 1,600 pounds. It's going to keep that hardtop from dropping on top of my Jeep or onto the floor. I also purchased these. These straps are what's actually going to go through or underneath here and out the back to hold up the hardtop. And again, big time over engineering on these. To support it into the ceiling, that's the tricky part. I'm actually going to get into my attic. Well, it's an attic. Alright. Well, everything's 2x4s. Good news is there's support going right down the middle of the garage to help hold up the beams. There it is. At least there's no cobwebs. That's good. Ugh. Yeah, it is really gonna be hot up there, and yeah. So I already took a look, and there's 2x4s standing on the edge going this way in above the ceiling. So to get this to mount up, you have to put it on these hooks like this. So I bought myself a very heavy-duty strut. Now I had two choices. I could have ran it this way along a single beam, and in doing that I'd have about 7 points of contact that's going to hold it up, but that's on a single beam and I want a little more safety, distribute the load a little bit more. So going this way I can go across 3 different beams. The problem is that it reduces me down to just 3 points where I'm going to be drilling in. To compensate for only having 3 places where the strut is attached into the beams in the ceiling, I'm going to use this, a U-bolt. Now this is going to be on the bottom. So this is what the strut is going to rest on, and I'll be able to tighten it up. So this will go over the wood part. Don't have to worry about any screws coming loose. Now these are the screws I'm going to be using to bolt it up into the ceiling in 3 places. But this will help make sure I've got a much better, a stronger connection to the ceiling so that I can maybe hoist up more weight, because I'm thinking, who knows, rooftop tent, might get one at some point, might need to hoist up a little more weight. Anyhow, so about the doors. So the doors are a different story. You want to protect these things at 75 pounds each and 45 pounds each. These are not something that you just want to lay down on the ground. We got to protect the paint. So bought a set of these. Now these are Jeep door hangers. So I'm going to be mounting these into the wall, and then I can just set my doors inside of them, keep them protected. Now one thing I'm worried about is if they're going to stick out just a little bit. So I may first put this beam of wood onto the wall and then attach the hanger here. That way the doors can swing back just a little bit and I don't have to worry about hitting them when I'm pulling the Jeep in or out. Okay, so that's the system I've kind of engineered here, so we're going to see if it works or not. First thing first though, I've got to pull the Jeep out, bring it back in backwards so that I can kind of figure out where the center of gravity is for the back part of the hard top. That's going to be kind of the difficult part. Now luckily I have a backup camera to help me out. And what I'm going to do is once I get it in the right position, then I'll be marking the floor of where to put my tires and also where to, with the lines in the backup camera, so I can properly line the Jeep up as I bring it back in without worrying about hitting anything. So let's get that part done. So what I did here is using my rear parking camera. I've got the Jeep where I want it. Using the rear parking camera, there's an X at the bottom, so that's where I put this at so I know where to pull the Jeep into. Now a little mark I just put down on the ground is also going to help me line it up. Now I did some preliminary measurements up on the ceiling where the beams are at, but they're a little bit too far that way. So I'll be pulling the Jeep out here once I get some final measurements. I got to figure out where the center of gravity is, which is going to be right about here, if I'm not mistaken, on this thing. And that means this is where the ceiling winch is going to be. So I've been on a bunch of different Jeep forums asking the question, where is the center of gravity for this thing, so I can get get the hoist hopefully in the right position or very close to it. And I'm constantly getting this, well, why don't you just hang it up and find out? No, I don't want to hang it up and then find out. I want to find out and then hang it up and solve the problem, not cause another one. So anyhow, the only measurements I've been able to find is someone recommended 15 inches from the back, which actually makes sense because there's a lot of glass here. So I've got my positions marked outside the tire. So what I'm going to do now is take the Jeep out a little bit and then come back here and mark with the rear view camera again, another mark on the ground to help guide me in better when I'm backing this thing in. I have a 10-degree slant on my driveway, so it's really hard to back in here and see what you're doing, but luckily I've got that rear view camera to help me out. All right, so I've got marked down on the floor where the center is. So I'm going to use my tape measure here to mark where in the ceiling the cable needs to come down from the winch. So here we go. All right, fun part, climbing through this attic. So I got the holes drilled, just have to drop the U-bolts down and get out of here. It's gonna be a tight squeeze though. Looks like you left a small beam for walking. This is so not fun. All right, here we go. There's one. Oh wow, I clipped the beam on this one, but come on. Don't do this to me. Now the only problem with this, there's electric there. So we're gonna run it under. If I can get it in there. One more. Whew, it's hot out there. So the U-bolts worked. I'm gonna secure the strut up there and call it a night. It's getting late. I gotta be up at 5 tomorrow. I gotta clean this garage up so I can get the cars in. It's gonna take a while. I am just stinking hot. Wow, it's gonna work. Whew. Oh my God, is it hot. Okay, so that's it for the night. It's getting late. I gotta get to bed, but it's gonna take me a while. I gotta clean all this stuff up and get the cars in tonight. So hopefully, tomorrow night, I'll be able to finish up this project. I don't know, I took a lot of heat. I've been out here for hours. So I'm gonna clean this up, take a nice cold shower. We'll see. If not, Monday night I'll finish this up. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't go away. Stay tuned for what happens tomorrow. Have a good night. Hey everybody, welcome to day 2 of this installation. So once again, I just finished working a full day for Uncle Sam. It is 110 degrees plus in this garage, and I'm going to finish this project. So we got the winching system here. We're going to be putting it up in the ceiling. I've already got the support structure up there ready to rock and roll. This thing's a bit heavy, so I might have to bring somebody in to help me hold it up there while I bolt it in place. Also, we're going to be putting these door hangers on the wall behind me so I can get the doors off my Jeep, hang them up, and keep them nice, safe, and protected. So, let's do this. We ran into a unique problem. So, I've got a 1/2 and a 9/16. There is no in-between size. This one's too big, this one's too small. Who created these bolts? Luckily, this took care of the problem. Alright, now we got this thing securely bolted up in the ceiling. I'm configuring the winch to be in its pulley configuration. That doubles the amount of weight it can lift, so I can more safely and easily lift up my top. It also slows the speed down just a little bit by using the pulley system, which is fun because we're only lifting it a few feet. So a couple of extra seconds, a little bit extra safety. I'm fine with that. Oh yeah. So we've been in this thing we call monsoon. We're supposed to be in monsoon and getting like lots of rain. We haven't. We're in the middle of a dry spell, so mind you, I've got the Jeep all washed and waxed. It's sitting outside here while I'm working, and look what's coming our way. We're gonna get hit with monsoon. I gotta hurry up and finish up here and get the Jeep inside, or I'm gonna have, well, Arizona dirt all over the place once the rain comes down. So I'm trying to get these drill holes I'm about to make as vertical as possible. I don't want the slight lean in the bracket that I'm going to be mounting my doors on to cause the doors to kind of swing out or swing back in. So I've hung up my leveler here on my actual slate board, and I'm using that to help me make sure that everything is perfectly straight, so I can kind of mark a line, and then I can choose where I'm going to be doing my drilling. Did find another stud up here, so we're in good shape. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is mark where I'm going to mount these things. I'm gonna mount them really low on these wood beams. The thing you gotta remember is your doors are heavy and you don't wanna have to lift them up too high. So that's why I'm gonna keep these very low. Now the tops of these things are still going to get bolted to the wall to keep it nice and secure, but the bottoms, by keeping them low, not gonna have any issues putting these doors on the hooks. Now, I did some measurements, and if you mount the door here, it does not drop below the bottom of this hanger, so you don't have to worry about it hitting the floor. I just had another visit from my neighbors, left my light on, so that battery's out. We're gonna just try and get this up on the wall tonight and call it quits because it's already getting late. Well, this is day 3 of construction. It's okay, it's only 111 degrees right now. So more of my neighbors came over last night to see what I'm up to, socialize a bit. By the time they had done, we were about 8 o'clock. So I was putting on the other door hanger, and my GoPro's memory card filled up. So I was done at that point. So back here, final piece of installation. Got the wood on here, got the bottom bolt on the door hanger. Let's finish this construction project. That's it. We are done with construction. Now I get ready for the fun part, getting the roof off. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so this little guy here can hold 540 pounds. This ceiling winch is only able to go to 440, so this one hook here can handle load, but I'm gonna put 2 of them on there just out of not only safety, but also because those are some pretty thick straps. Let's see how this does. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. All right, time to play. First time the doors are coming off. Takes a while. Obviously you don't lose these things, so it's really cool. Back here, there's a place to put all of your screws for your doors and then also for the roof. Whew. Well, what I've discovered is these things are heavy. Let's see how we do it here. So put the outside of the mirror, keep it from hitting the wall. This one's not slinging out, so whew, it's hot. Let's get the other ones off. So going down, we're down to the last store, just still figuring out how to get the hangers to work, and now we have a monsoon coming down. Big bolt of lightning. Hope the thing passes south of the house because I really want to take the roof off tonight. Well, you see, we brought the Jeep in for the night. There's a monsoon out there with lots of lightning coming down. It's also getting kind of late, and I need to get some dinner. So, ooh, here comes the wind. Yep, there it is. Got the Jeep in just in time. So anyhow, I'm gonna pick things up so I can get my wife's car in. We're gonna go into day 4 of this installation, and tomorrow, well, this is already in position to come off. It's right where I believe it needs to be on this ceiling winch. So we'll try it tomorrow after work. Stay tuned. Have a good night. All right, this is day 4. So if you guys remember back in August, I told you that I'm really busy with work, and that's why I went back to only 1 episode a week. Yeah, it's taken me 4 days to get all this done. So what we have left to do is we are going to lift the top off for the first time, kind of check to make sure everything's okay up there with the ceiling. And then I'm going to raise it all the way up and put in some safety straps. That way, as I'm storing the Jeep's hardtop up high, because I do plan on getting a soft top for this, as I have it stored up high, I need to make sure it stays up there. So we're going to be running a safety strap, so if the ceiling winch ever gives way, it's okay, it's not coming down. So let's get to the fun part, get this top off. So here's how this is going to roll. I'm going to be bringing the winch down and bring out the strap. So one strap will attach it up there to one of those hooks, run it through here and out of the back window. And I'm actually going to do it so that the back window should close, or at least it won't touch the back window in any way. Hook it back up. We're going to go on the other side, do the same thing, and then off it goes. So here we go, and what's really cool is this thing is not turning at all. It is rock solid up there. So I'm gonna go ahead, bring it down, and start installing the safety strap. Done. My neighbors let me borrow their side mirrors. So I got those things put on. My wife and I, we were going to take off for a little bit of an evening drive and try it out. Can't leave the Jeep in this configuration for long because it is stinking hot and I need to be able to drive around. So by the looks of things, looks like the winching system is going to work out really great. It is probably going to take at least a half an hour, if not longer, to fully reconfigure the Jeep to go naked like this, because you gotta get the doors off and hung up, you gotta get the roof off, you gotta put the side mirrors on so you can be legal. But this is the fun configuration, so I'm looking forward to the cooler temps here in the fall and winter where I can enjoy the Jeep more while it's naked. So anyhow, guys, hey, thanks very much for watching this episode. Remember, if you want to support this channel, check out patreon.com/EWJ, and you can see the bonus content that I provide to all of my patrons. And if not, I would appreciate if you'd go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Remember, guys, never stop exploring, and I'll see you all next time.
I'm gonna hit the road tonight. Now my wheels in motion and